Welcome back to the DirtSheets.com end of 2012 awards. We've got 3 more awards to get through. Let's get to them. By the way, I'm Zach Brown. This is David Martell, in case you weren't watching the other videos.
And if you haven't, then you need to.
Yes.
We will find you.
So let's go ahead and talk about other big categories. Our next one is going to be Best Storyline of the Year. There are a lot of big storylines to talk about across both companies. So our number 3 pick is, with 5 points, CM Punk title reign / heel turn. Sorry. CM Punk had a great year this year.
Yeah, he only held the title for 366 days. It was a leap year.
Oh, right.
Thanks to Chris Lemke for telling me that earlier today.
I think a big moment, especially with CM Punk's title reign this year, was his attack on The Rock. His heel turn resulting from that. When he clotheslined him in the middle of the people's elbow, gave him a GTS.
And
those were all big
cutting
moments.
Better promos once he turned heel.
Yeah, for sure.
That's my big thing. It's like his promos weren't as good after 2011, you know, with his face stuff. And once he turned heel, and he turned it back on.
Yeah.
And that was a good.
I agree with you, definitely. Our second place pick for Best Storyline of the Year, with 7 points, AJ Lee and Brian Punk and Kane, that trifecta.
AJ All.
Hashtag AJ All. Except John Cena. This was a good storyline as she went from each
I love seeing her kiss everybody. And that was cool.
Well, look, you know, you didn't know what her motives were. There was one really good
we still don't know what her motives were.
What was that video package? It was going into, was it, not Over the Limit, but the one where, was it when Dolph Ziggler main evented? With Sheamus?
Was it over? I don't know.
Well, they had some good video packages surrounding this. It was an interesting feud. I mean, it was.
It made Kane a lot funnier.
I think, you know, the dynamic with, you know, Punk not really wanting anything to do with her, and Brian having this love-hate thing with her, and Kane just bewildered by her.
I appreciate your love, you know?
Also, when Kane, what did he say? He said something along the lines of, even I find you mentally unstable, or something like that. You know? Classic stuff, and definitely one of the best storylines of the year. So they deserve credit there.
Obviously, we voted on it. So.
Thank you for that.
Thanks
for clarifying. And finally, our number 1 pick for best storyline of the year, it's a TNA one, Aces and Eights. You know, we had a lot of discussion amongst the staff on this one, and you know, it's a phenomenal storyline for the most part. I think what makes this storyline work is overall the sense of mystery with the storyline.
Definitely a mystery behind it.
You kind of don't really know what their motives are. You don't know who all the members are.
I think they just want to kill people with hammers.
Yeah, really. I think to date we only know maybe 2 to 3 members.
We only know 2.
Doc and Devon.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it, yeah. So
this is really a slow-burning thing, obviously.
I mean, they've had a lot of interesting moments, one of which, Doc attacking Sting with that hammer. That was one of the most shocking, brutal things I've ever seen. Obviously, it's a toy hammer, but, I mean, if you buy into that,
it looks real. That hammer looks real.
Yeah, it does. I mean,
I think it's
a good
real.
job there.
I think he almost
I think Sting almost died. Yeah, no.
He hasn't been on TV. Just saying.
Yeah, well,
he's
1/3/13 or whatever it was.
I don't want to talk about that.
Exactly.
That's not part of this.
Yeah, anyway. But overall, Aces and Eights is a resounding success. It's had a few missteps with Joseph Park and stuff like that, but overall, it's the most successful storyline and stable that TNA's probably ever done. I mean, if you think back to everything they've ever done, this has been both long-running, interesting, and it's made wrestlers that you never thought would be interesting absolutely interesting.
And
Doc. I mean, Luke Gallows, come on. I mean,
who would have thunk it?
Yeah, exactly. So let's move on to Best Female Wrestler. Female Wrestler of the Year.
Wrestler Female Year Up.
This was actually this was actually probably one of the closest contests.
It's only by one
among
vote,
our staff. I think the winner won only by 1 vote. We'll get through that. In 3rd place, we have Gail Kim for 5 points. You know, Gail Kim, I honestly I like Gail Kim a lot.
I do too.
But I don't know what she did this year.
I think it was earlier in the year.
Well, wasn't it earlier in the year she was in WWE and then she jumped ship?
Not this year.
Was that not this
last year? Technically,
that was last year, or you're thinking
you get what I'm saying.
I get what you're saying now. Yeah.
No, I think. I'm pretty sure she did hold the title, but
she did.
Mania didn't really start getting back into the TNA mode until the summertime.
No, I was into it right then.
Then
I was watching it. I didn't like her coming back and beating Velvet Sky.
I didn't like that.
I was watching.
Was that last year?
That was 2012.
Man,
that was 2012.
Yeah, this guy.
I wasn't a big fan of that, but Gail Kim is a phenomenal wrestler. She was awarded the PWI
Female
Wrestler of the Year. Yeah, so she's clearly she's still important, and even though
this award's what matters.
Wow,
third place is more important.
Yeah, our first inaugural award.
You gotta aim for the sky.
Okay,
aim for the stars. Whatever.
Anyway,
is.
Our number two pick with 11 points, Eve Torres. Eve Torres. I mean, she had a big year. She held the title for a long time.
Still
has it.
She's improved at wrestling.
She has
too.
I mean, that's trtrue.
Isn't she dating a Gracie or something?
She is. I think. What is it? Hickson Gracie? I think.
I don't watch it.
One of the Gracies, yeah. Which I mean, it goes to show that she has some technical ability.
And she's been using submissions and stuff, and that's cool. I mean, I dig that.
Yeah. One thing I actually really like about her is when she defeats an opponent, she'll pose and smile at the camera, and it's funny every time. I mean, it's interesting.
It's heel-tastic.
Yes, I will agree with that. So, and our number one pick for female wrestler, just edging out the vote with 12 points, is AJ Lee. Now, this was debatable among our writers because AJ Lee didn't really step into the ring much this year, but what you can't argue is that
she's the most popular.
Yeah, absolutely.
In a long time.
Absolutely.
To the point where
in the last decade,
she was ending shows. Like,
yeah, she was.
When
was the last time a female wrestler? I don't know. A female wrestler standing tall at the end of the show.
For her to do that, it kind of transcends the whole Diva division.
Yes, she was above the Diva division.
She was.
And she kind of still is. That's why she's really not interacting with the other divas much. I mean, the Tamina thing was dropped,
which is kind of disappointing to me because I feel like they can use her popularity to make the Divas division more popular. Get it back on track. But I mean, that's up to them, not me.
She is overwhelmingly popular, and she's an interesting character. I think that's the number one thing to take away from this is that she is constantly. I mean, aside from her stint as GM, she is doing things that is making her interesting, kind of random.
She's a crazy chick.
Yes. And that's something we haven't had in WWE in a long time is a very interesting female character, one that you can get behind, and that's why I think she made the top of our list here. And the final award for this video, we're going to be talking about the Tag Team of the Year. Tag Team of the Year.
Tag teams came back this year.
They did. I think they completely, it was a return to form. For sure, amongst tag teams. In both
there hasn't been form in a long time.
I know, sadly. Okay, so real quick, let's get through this. Number 3 on our list, primetime players with 6 points. This was a surprise to me because
You thought Team Rhodes Scholars.
I will go ahead and say Team Rhodes Scholars just barely didn't make our list. I mean, in terms of top 3. We're showing you what the numbers were.
The thing about primetime players, though, is that they were doing their stuff before they rejuvenated the tag division.
That's true.
They were already in the focus. You were like, okay, here's a tag team. We haven't seen a tag team.
Maybe that was the start of it.
In a way, it was. You know, it's unfortunately they still haven't won the tag titles.
I know. I agree with you there. Kaz and Daniels is our number 2 pick with 13 points.
Personally, they're my favorite tag team.
I really solidly enjoy them. They are a fantastic tag team.
Not only are they hilarious, but they're really good in the ring. Really good.
Yeah, they are phenomenal in the ring. And what's more interesting is that Kazarian wasn't overwhelmingly interesting, I think, before this. And something about him being around Christopher Daniels is really rubbing off on him, I think.
And that's a good thing.
That is a good thing. So he's got personality. He's got the Gangnam Style dance they do.
Every time they do Gangnam Style.
So funny.
Awesome.
So funny. And finally, our number one pick with 19 points is Team Hell No. I think that should be kind of obvious. That was the resounding number one pick amongst our entire staff.
They are the most popular tag team in any company.
And the best tag team, let's be honest. I mean, talent-wise, let's be honest.
We're basing this solely on Dan Bryan's talent.
Well, I mean, Kane's been around.
But Kane has came out and been awesome. He's hilarious.
Yes.
I mean, when's
most
the last
personality
time
Kane has ever
When's
had?
the last time Kane has been, watchable in a sense?
Or funny?
Or
Kane's
anything.
very funny right now. The comedy stuff has kind of taken a backseat recently, but for a solid 2-3 months, it felt like very funny.
Yeah.
We're trying to keep an eye on time here. But, that's going to be the end of this section of awards here. So for the other awards, we're going to be talking about Best Wrestler of the Year, Match of the Year, and our dubious honors. So go ahead and check that out and go to dirtsheets.com. Thanks, guys.